We are at Village Hall, and we have such a fun show today to talk to you about because we're here with our Vernon Hills Queens. You are going to recognize some or all of them because they've been around town since they were crowned in June, and some of them have been doing stuff for us as ambassadors even longer because they've been a queen prior to this. So we're with Jimena, we're with Kate, and we're with Victoria, and we're going to get to know who they are, some of the stuff they've done, some of the things you've done over this year, and we're going to talk about the pageant and get kind of a pep talk if you're thinking about being in the pageant. These people know about the pageant. So let's start with you. Now, let me ask you some hard questions. What is the school you go to?
Hawthorne Dual Language.
And who's your teacher?
Miss Harden and Miss Faulkner.
And what grade are you in?
3rd grade.
You nailed it. Nicely done. So let's talk. What other things do you like to do besides going? Is there anything you like at school more, or is there anything you like to do that's fun besides being a queen? Your crown looks wonderful, by the way.
Thank you. What I like to do in school is do art and also eat.
You like to eat?
Yes.
You're a girl after my own heart. So, and I also liked recess. Do you like that?
Yes.
Yes. Very
Of course.
good. Yeah, very good. And so, was this your first pageant?
No, because I've competed for Little Miss since I was 6, I think, and then now I'm 8.
Nice. So you enjoyed doing it, or you wouldn't have kept coming back and doing it, right? It was fun. Okay, excellent. We'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a minute. Now let's introduce or reintroduce Kate. Kate, you've done this before, and you're back here again. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you go to school and all that kind of stuff.
So I'm in 7th grade, and I'm homeschooled. I'm a dancer, and I dance at Jenny's Dance Center. And yeah, dance is my life. I love everything about it, and yeah.
And you guys just had a big competition this weekend, too, and it was very successful. Jenny's Dance has a lot of great dancers. So.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So, and you were a queen before.
Yes, I was Little Miss in 2021.
So you know, she knows all about what you're doing right now. So now let's talk to Victoria. Victoria, can you introduce yourself, tell everybody a little about yourself, and maybe even about what you have planned for the future, because you're getting in that time of life when lots of stuff is going on.
Yeah, so I'm currently a sophomore at Northern Michigan University, where I'm studying sports science and athletic training. As well as being a student there, I'm also part of their collegiate swim and dive team.
For real? Did
Yes.
you do that in high school?
Yes, I've done it all throughout my childhood. Since I was 6, I've been a swimmer.
I had no idea. The diving is the part that kind of, how high is the diving board?
I do not do the diving bit.
Okay.
I only do the swimming. I could not do anything that the divers can do.
It looks like a lot of bruises waiting to happen. So, and you were doing this because you started back when you were like her. You were starting out a long time ago.
Yes, so I started the Vernon Hills pageant when I was 6, and then I won Little Miss back in 2015, and then Junior Miss back in 2019. So now I'm here as my Miss title, my last one, sadly.
Well, it is kind of sad because we're coming up on the next pageant here too. So you guys have had a busy, busy year. Now, I'd like you to kind of maybe share with people some of the things you do. We know we see you at the parade. We know that you're like goodwill ambassadors and role models for our community. So we might see you doing some things. But can you tell me anything that you did this year that people might be surprised by, or something that you really enjoyed? Was there something you went to as the queen that you're like, well, that was pretty cool? Do you remember anything?
I remember that we did the gurney parade or something like that, and it was raining, and we did not expect that.
Oh, so you still had to stand there, or be in the, did you ride in the back of a car and wave, but it was raining? So.
I wasn't the one waving, they were.
You let them wave. So how about you guys now? I know there's special events you go to, there's things you do with queens from other communities, there's all that stuff going on, and service projects. What is something that somebody might be surprised by that you've done that they might want to put out and be like, hey, that would be a fun thing to do if I was a queen? So.
Something that we do a lot is community service. So we host an event for all the Lake County queens to make tie blankets. We actually had ours back in November where we donated them to the Lake Forest Hospital in the oncology unit. So it's definitely a lot more than the crown. It's a lot of service-based and just sisterhood.
Well, and when we talk too about that service, role models, helping the community. That's where some of that poise comes in because you're talking to a lot of different people and doing a lot of things. Now, you've been dancing for a long time. That's a certain kind of poise. How is it different or how is it the same when you're a queen? Like, have you learned some more skills by just having to do these kind of things? Or is this the sort of thing that I can see where from when I started to now, public speaking is easier or something like that?
I would definitely have to say the public speaking. Now that I'm in college, I'm doing a lot more interviews, internships, and all of that. And the interview base is something that I've loved because of pageants. I've been more confident just in any single interview or just doing a presentation in school.
Makes sense. So there's useful things you get from this. Let's talk about the pageant itself. Now, you've done it before, so you get how it works. But when you first came in, how does a person know how to do that? Can you encourage somebody to give it a try? Like, what if I've never done a pageant before? How am I going to go about that? Do I need to be nervous? And what's it all about? Can you give some encouragement to somebody who might be thinking at any age of trying out?
When I first saw the sign to do the pageant, I thought that this was a great opportunity to dress up because I always loved dressing up. But it is so much more than that. I mean, you get to learn public speaking and you really just get to learn how to hold yourself and speak to the public. And it's definitely something I would recommend to any young girl.
And it's something that you've got to do it now. You've done it a few times. Did you like the actual pageant process? That's not anything to be afraid of, right? It's something, I heard people say it's a lot of fun to get to do the pageant.
Yes, it is, because you get to go to all of these community events and you're able to enjoy them and stuff.
Nice, nice. And so if you could give an encouragement at any age, or perhaps you're talking to the grown-ups in the family, if somebody's like, Mom or Dad, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Do you think it's something to give it a try?
I would say definitely. I've gotten to know some of my greatest friends through pageants, even people that I've met when I was 6 until now. So that's 14 years now that I've met some of my best friends and people that I will text, call, or anything about anything. So honestly, just try it. It's something new, it's something fun, and it gets people out of their comfort zone.
Well, and the fact that you've all done this for multiple years, there's a lot of things you can do with your time. You're all busy, busy people, but this was important enough to you and the friendships, and it isn't like, it is friendly. It is kind. That's what I know I've heard about. It isn't like there used to be a show on TV a long time ago, and it was like those people were pulling their crowns off each other's head, but that is not what this is. This is friendliness, kindness, looking out for each other.
Yes, for sure.
Very much. So let's see, coming up, people can go online to apply. They can go online. You can go on the website for the Vernon Hills Pageant. Go online, make out your application. It's due by May 29th at 5 o'clock. It's a pretty easy application. There's all the information in there. Go online, fill out your application if you're thinking about doing this. All the dates and everything are on there, so it's pretty straightforward. And the pageant itself will be June 20th at the Sullivan Center. All that information is online. And after this, we're going to talk to pageant director Haley, and she's going to give us the lowdown of how to do the pageant. But right now, it was so nice to get to meet you all. Thank you so much for all you've done for the village and for being such good role models. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the last few months of your crown and going forward. Thank you. Well, now we're going to talk a little bit about the ins and the outs of the pageant, how to do it, kind of like the parameters and the rules. We're with Haley Kalinowski, who knows how to do all this because she came up through the pageant system, and she and her mother have been volunteer pageant directors for several years, and you do that as a labor of love so other people get this opportunity. So thanks for taking the time. Thanks for getting home from school and spring break to talk about this. So can you talk to people, especially like the grown-ups at home who might be thinking about, if somebody at home's talking about filling out an application and doing this. Can you explain what it's meant to you?
Yeah, so my experience with the pageant personally, I started when I was about 6 years old, and I went through all of the levels of it. I was a little miss, a junior, and a miss, and I'm now one of the directors. And I think that it just gives these young women a lot of qualities that will help them throughout their life, whether it's through college, past college, getting a job. It really helps with that public speaking and interview skills because that's what we're doing in the pageant, and then also instilling that community service in them because that's what they'll do throughout their year.
Well, and I heard your mom say it's great for college applications because it
Definitely.
shows that you are an ambassador for your community. So-
Yeah, it helped me a lot for sure, definitely.
Well, and these people are role models for us. They are ambassadors. And you talked about the service aspect. So there is a lot of heart that goes into all the work that everybody does all year long. So.
Yeah, definitely. And when you're the queen, it is volunteering the whole time. So they're not getting paid for this position. It's something that they choose to do and love to do, and it's something that we see in all of our queens.
Yeah, and they go on giving afterward. It is like it's not the end when they hand off their crown. It is like the beginning of bigger things. So, can we talk to everybody a little bit about the process of being a queen? There's different age groups that are set specifically because you're part of the bigger Lake County pageant.
Yes, correct. So the first one that we have is the Little Miss group, and that's going to be people ages 6 to 10. Then the Junior Miss is 11 to 15, and the Misses are going to be 16 to 21. And you're correct. So we have those 3 categories, and then our 3 queens will go on to compete in the Lake County pageant as well.
When we talk about the Lake County pageant, since we taped with the young women, they had a big weekend,
Yes.
and we should say congratulations.
Yeah, totally. So our Miss Victoria Berta got first runner-up at the pageant, and our Little Miss Jimena Anda is our new Little Miss Lake County. So we're really proud of all 3 queens at their work on the pageant.
Yeah, and it is work because they were telling me after we interviewed them, they said they had to work on their dance moves and some other things. So there's fun things they get to do that they were excited about it. So it's really neat to watch that happen. This information is all on the website too, because you have a very complete website. The Vernon Hills Pageant has a lot of information. It has pictures, it has explanations, and the application is quite informative as well.
Yes, definitely. All the information is on there, and our application is already posted. It's going to be due on May 29th at 5 p.m., so be sure to get it in before then.
Wonderful. Thanks for taking the time. And if anybody has questions, after watching this, you can look at past pageant videos. We've got all those on the Vernon Hills YouTube page. But there's also an email that if you have questions and you just want to touch base with somebody and hear a little bit more specifically that might be related to you and your family, you guys are always there to help. So thank you for taking the time and volunteering and making sure that we can have this experience. Thanks so much.
Thank you.